All right, everyone, how's everyone doing? So today we are back, so we're gonna be looking at another GPU launch. We are a bit late on reporting on this, but I hope you guys had a chance to digest everything. So now it's my turn to let all of my thoughts out and give you my opinion on it. So obviously we are talking about the recent AMD launch, the 9070 and the 9070 XT. We'll be focusing on the 9070 XT because they are both comparable in performance, just about a 10% delta, I think. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, let's actually look at some of the specs of this. This thing just really bugs me because I was really hoping to get a Founders Edition. Or at least you can buy a AMD one at a decent price, but this time didn't release any, so you have to go with a partner card. Okay, so with that out of the way, so let's see some of the features. And yeah, so right at the start they're comparing it to a 7900 GRE, which was another 16 gig card, so that's a fair comparison, I think. But let's look down and see what else they got for us. So yeah, we got the name, we got the series, size 2x8 pins, which is like most of the cards we're gonna see are 2x8. Unless you exclude one of those like super high-end ones, and there are some special connectors being used as well. So compute cores, boost frequency of 2.9. So yeah, they really start to get to the 3 gigahertz now, and some of the partner cards are going over 3, and they go up to 3.3 as well. So it's really getting picked up. Ray acceleration, apparently ray tracing is pretty good on these cards as well, so we can finally enable ray tracing on an AMD GPU. Requirements, that's the base 304 watts of draw power by this card and a minimum of 750 watts GPU PSU. I would recommend going higher than 750, because if you buy one now at 750, that's just gonna cap you out in a few years whenever you're gonna upgrade. So try go for an 850 at least, if you're getting to do this cards, because they are really power hungry, as we're gonna see later. Rest is all stuff that don't really matters to us as we are gamers. So let's jump in. Okay, so let's look at some of the partner cards that are available right now and just look at the pricing. First of all, just for giggles, let's see. AMD 9070 XT MSRP. Okay, so supposed to be 600, and let's do USD to AUD. So we should be getting 940, plus we have the Australia tax, so it's gonna be higher, so won't be surprising if it's not as close to 940. But all right, so firstly we're gonna look at PCCG, because they normally have a recent updated list of all the prices and the collection of all of the GPU brands that you could buy. So I've got it for price low to high. So the lowest price 1239, which is way above our MSRP. So yes, MSRP is fake again, at least for us. I don't know about the US guys, what they're getting over there, but we are focusing on Australia here. So par color, the basic one is Reaper is supposed to be the basic card, but apparently Hellhound's $10 cheaper, but again it's out of stock, so that will be out. And then we have Red Devil, which is $349, $1349. Sapphire at $1359. Asus at $399. Why would someone get an Asus card when you can get a Sapphire card for slightly less? Or you could actually get a par color Red Devil limited edition for that price. So I'll suggest ignore these guys altogether unless you go to a decent price. And look at this, Gigabyte wants $1430 for the cards. No thank you. Sapphire on the other hand, yeah, I would pay $1430 for Sapphire, but not for Gigabyte. I'll stay away from them. Same goes for the Aorus Elite. you want 1500, and same is for the Nitro Plus. Yeah, that's 1500. All right, next up is Scorptec. You know, in full honesty, I would actually recommend you buying one from Scorptec because their prices have been decent compared to everyone else that I've looked at. Yeah, so the cheapest one we can find is ASRock, which itself is a decent looking card, has RGB on it, performs decently according to all the reviews I've seen online, and 1249, and it's in stock as well. So yeah, there you go. The Reaper, which is apparently the shortest card in this 9070 lineup, is 1249. And then there is a new version of the Steel Legends from ASRock. It's dark, it doesn't have any RGB, so don't expect it to have any RGB on the fans if you pick up the black one. And then again, we got the XFS one. These cards are generally they're pretty large, so make sure you actually measure your case and just ensure that they're gonna fit. But as we're gonna go down, you will see this price is not as appealing as it would compared to the other brands. So Power Color, Hellhound, Spectre White. I mean, I love these Spectral White cards because they are all white. PCB and the heatsink and the connectors, everything's just white on it. So if you got a white build like me, yeah, I would definitely recommend this over any of these cards because they have the heatsinks are blacked out or sometimes they're gray, so it's not like a full white. But yeah, $12.99 seems to be the base price for most of the cards. And then we go up to Sapphire. The Pulse is $30.19. Tai Chi, which is which is always something that I would recommend. It's $13.49, and that's on the higher side, but yeah, they perform really well. It's a 3-slot card. But one thing to note with this Tai Chi is that it uses the Nvidia style connectors. Those the tiny connectors. So unless you have a PSU that supports one, you're gonna have a mess of cables looking, in your case, because it takes one from here and then you route the other cables which connect to your 8-pin connectors, and then just it's not as pretty if you don't have one of the compatible power supplies. But overall, this is a solid card. It looks alright, has decent cooling. Yeah, and then we go down, so $13.49, and then again, Gigabyte, I would stay away. I would rather buy a Sapphire or XFS card over Gigabyte on this at this MSRP. Power Color, yeah, $13.49. That's quite alright for that price. $13.69. And then there is this card that I've just bought. It's a Red Devil Spectre White, and apparently it's the limited edition Red Devil, with being the white edition of it. So if you're in, and it has this white RGB hellstone at the end, looks really pretty. Yeah, if you have an all white build, I would recommend this card. And going down, and that's about it. Again, Asus is just trying to use their Nvidia tactics, just pushing the price all the way up for no reason, and I don't think they got any decent functionality that's going to be more than a Nitro Plus or a Power Color card. So I would recommend staying away from Asus and ORS. Yeah, I think that's about it. With all of the different providers that are stocking up on this GPUs. Centercom's the other one I've seen, but if you like to change your mind, Centercom has a weird policy now that you can't refund or can't get anything, but if you're absolutely certain that you want to keep the cards, they do have stuff in stock, so you can buy one from there. Yeah. Alright, so next up, let's look at some relative performance numbers so you can gauge where this card's gonna sit. So I'll just remove myself from here so you can see. So right now 9070 is sitting at, let's say, if the base is 100%, the 5090 is gonna be 183. That's quite a leap forward, but that's not what we are aiming for given the price. because right now a 5090 is $7,000, so compare 1300 to 7,000, you know, I guess you can do the maths and work out what's a better deal for you. But yeah, we're getting better performance than a 3090 Ti, a 7900 XT, a 4070 Ti Super. Yeah, so in my mind it's pretty good. Yeah, if you're coming from a previous generation, that's a massive jump. Even if you had the high end of 6900 XT at that time, yeah, you're getting about 25 to 30% more performance. It's basically ruling over the whole 4070 series from Nvidia. Should call it fake Nvidia. I need to start calling Nvidia fake Nvidia, just because the way they're, you know, presenting themselves and giving out those fake MSRPs. Yeah, I think this should do it for now. I think that's everything. And again, if you go down on this list here, you can see the total draw power and the sizing and everything for all of the cards. One thing you would notice is that the GPU clock and the boost clocks are quite comparable between different models. We can see like that there are some models that are, you know, performing over others, but and honestly in real world performance you won't see much of a difference. You might see 1 or 2 frames, but if you're able to save an extra $200 or so, yeah, just go for that. 2 8-pins, 3 8-pins don't really make a difference if you're going to undervolt it anyway, because this thing draws in quite a bit of power and runs pretty hot. And given the power prices that we have here, it's going to be, you know, a big chunker of power. It's going to be munching on that power, so I would recommend, you know, undervolting it, so you can lower the power consumption and the temperature and still have the same sort of performance you would expect. Yeah, the Techpower has already done quite a few reviews on some of the cards. The 9070 from Sapphire also has a 16-bit connector, so the only 2 cards that have the 16-pin connector is the ASRock Taichi and the Sapphire. So yeah, if you don't like that, you can always go with the Red Devil. Yeah, I think that's everything that we had to say about these cards, and let's wrap it up. And at last, I would say, you know, we should support AMD in this case, you know, because they're doing the right thing. They're giving us a product that's quite decent. It's not Nvidia that they're solely relying on fake frames. So yeah, I'm gonna be buying one, and let me know in the comments if you'll be buying one too. All right, and that's it for now. I'm signing up. Thank you. Bye.